On everybody, thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great weekend. It is Saturday night. 'Twas the night before game day. Getting excited here for this Eagles Week 4 matchup with the Washington Commanders. And I'm pumped up, man. I really feel this team going to continue building, getting better. Think we got a 4-0 matchup, double-digit win here. I think we're going to whoop some ass here. And look, it's a divisional matchup, so it could always be close. But I'm excited here tonight. Hope you are as well. Look, I've been trying to feel this out, move things around. We're going to do the top matchups tonight. I want to do it live as well. I want to see how this goes, try to get through it, try to answer all of your questions and stuff as we go through this information. We'll see how it goes here, but appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. It's just been real laggy lately when I try to do all the graphics and things with the live video, so I've been trying to just record those ones, but I miss talking to you guys and getting so excited about this damn game. And I dropped the practice squad elevations for you earlier, and we'll talk about all of that stuff here, getting you ready for this game, all the information you need to know to get yourself ready. But appreciate you tuning in, hitting that like button, all the questions, comments you have. Let's get it going, baby. It is almost game time. I can taste it, baby. We're going to whoop some ass here. Let's effing go, Birds. Appreciate you tuning in, Little G. And happy Saturday to you as well, Liz. And not really revenge to me, because I'll be real with you. You know, they got the one loss. We have one loss. Jalen Hurts in the regular season, 20-1 in his last 21 starts. Look, we talked about this last night. A lot of stupid mistakes ourselves. We can't even take it like that, right? We just got to go in here. We're the better team. It's a divisional matchup. It's always going to be a battle to the death. So got to go out here hungry, punch them right in the mouth. They're coming to our house. So let's effing go. 1 o'clock game. I'm pumped up for it. Hope you guys are pumped up as well. But yo, my man GP in here. Yo, let's go. Always ecstatic about those Eagles games, but appreciate you tuning in, my dude. And let's get pumped up here. And look, this offense, we've talked about it. It's going to take time. Have patience for Brian Johnson, all these things. And you see the media trying to run with things, getting, oh, Jalen Hurts sucks. And, everybody wants to kill him or kill each other. And it's like, Jesus, like these people in the media need to calm it down. It's like they give us a bad name. And it's like, you guys are the weirdos out here, like wanting harm on others and stuff. Like, all right, dude, like, sorry, we love our teams. You effing weirdos. But let's get excited. Screw them. Who cares? Let's ride here, baby, and let's take a look at these NFC East division standings. And next week, we will have division and conference standings for both teams, Eagles and their opponent. As we go through, I hope you guys are checking out those behind enemy lines. But throughout the week, we gather more information. I give you as much as you possibly need to know with the injuries, everything else going on. But I want to recap it all in this show. So let's do that right now. We'll take a look. Eagles atop the division. Oh, and we're going to stay that way. Let's go, baby. 3-0. You see 2-1 for the Cowboys and Commanders. Can the Commanders at one point this season surpass the Cowboys? That would be hilarious. But I imagine the Eagles, if they just keep doing their thing, growing, getting better. Look, injuries suck. You want to try to stay healthy, but it's part of the game. Let's just hope we go out here swinging. Go 4-0. Let's stay atop that division and keep it that way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I'm pumped up. I really think that this team, this is a game where we get sacks. This is turnovers. We go out, run the ball down their throat. We have big game for Goddard and Devontae Smith. And, dude, just a happy game where everybody's jumping up and down. That's what I want tomorrow. And, look, we all yearn for that every time. Nobody wants the heart attack games, but it happens, especially, when you have two new coordinators and, you're figuring things out. Look, we're still 3-0. It's okay. You got to understand that these things do happen. So let people get worked up about it. Let us be excited about it in these parts. And let's take a look at how the Eagles have done. And yes, there have been struggles, but yes, teams get better throughout the season. We talk about it really halfway through is a point where you start really feeling like you know who you are. You have your identity. And look, people can get things twisted all they want. And even when you look at these numbers, man, we talk about this all the time. You take it with a grain of salt, because you have to have context of all of this stuff. You really just look, points per game is 7th. That's great. 6 total yardage, great. 23rd in passing. So, oh my God, we're not passing enough. Look, dude, if we're winning, run the ball, run the clock out. Who cares? You're 2nd in rushing per game. Let's go, baby. I love that. Run the ball right down their effing throats. You know the saying around these parts, run the damn ball. So I think we'll do that aplenty. You see sacks, though, the stat watchers, they need it. We're getting a lot of pressure here, man. Do not think that we're not doing things to get pressure, those sacks will come. And I think this game is a big one. I think we get 6 to 8 sacks. I'd love to see this team just go dominate Sam Howell. They're giving up the most. You'll see in a second here. But interceptions, I want to see that stuff cleaned up. I want to see, fumbling, any of that stuff. But doing good in the fumbling department. But turnovers, we're middle of the pack. I want to see us in the top 5 again this year. Defensive side of the ball, tied for 9th in points, 12th in total yardage, tied for 25th in passing. Now, a lot of dinking and dunking going on at the end of games. I think really you'll clean that stuff up. And I think this team, again, grain of salt with this stuff because you're first against the run. You're turning teams into one-dimensional teams that have to throw the ball. So, yes, the stats are going to be high. But we need to get those sacks. We talk about it, only getting 2 per game there. Want to see that. Interceptions. Look, fumbles, we're getting those. Number 1 in the league, tied for 2nd in turnover. So let's get number 1 after this week. Let's cause some havoc here, baby. And you can see the Washington Commanders, how they have done so far in these 3 games. Obviously tied for 19th in points. They're 23rd in total yardage. So bottom of the pack here, passing, rushing, 25th and 15th. You see giving up the most sacks, 6.3. I think they've given up 19 so far this year. Last in the league. That's not great. So we need to go after them, and we've got the guys to do it. Fumbles, they are tied for 26. So turnovers, the 31st in the league, 2.7. Let's effing go. That's what I'm talking about, those turnover sacks. This is the team you want to go do that to. On the defensive side of the ball, giving up 28.7 points per game has them 27th in the league. You see total yardage, 14th, 13th against the pass, 22nd against the run, tied for 7th in sacks, 11th there in interceptions, and then tied for 7th in total turnovers. And we'll touch up on all of this as we get through the top matchups. But I want you guys, I show you this stuff throughout the week and all of the breakdowns, everything, so that you have everything you need to know. But I'd like to brush up on them just in case you're watching this, want to rewatch it, pause some of that stuff, whatever the hell you want to do. I just want you to have all that information. Now, let's take a look at how these teams are going to look tomorrow and the matchups that we're going to be talking about here. So I think that, it's time to get excited here. These top matchups are coming, but let's take a look at what these teams look like. 4-0 indeed, my man. And I think we will, my man. Louis T comment section and troll him. I don't know who that is, but go Birds, my man. I see a trash football team. Yes, they are. They truly, truly are. So let's jump into these practice squad elevations that happened earlier. You guys saw I made the video. I took a guess. I had to get going. So I just said, I thought it would be Tristan McCollum. So if it is, I'd let you know. Well, it was McCollum. It is Braden Mann, as we knew. So fantastic. Now, anybody you're looking for on the reserves, here is a list of those guys. If you're wondering where they are on this depth chart coming up here, Bradley, Dean, Johnson, Maddox, McPherson on IR. Dean hopefully coming back in week 6. Isaiah Rodgers suspended. So all those guys not going to play. Now let's jump into this. Look at this with the injuries and everything else. The game status report was out yesterday. So hopefully you caught that. But you see on offense, Quez Watkins is out. So Olamide will step in, do his thing. I think Covey had like 4 offensive snaps. So you're not going to see him really out there. But, we've got all of our running backs. Everybody else is healthy. So let's go out here and put on a show. I think another game where, the receivers and the running backs, we're going to have both guys getting, whether that's AJ or Devontae going over 100 and DeAndre Swift going over 100. I think that's going to happen here. And a plenty, maybe both receivers, maybe even Goddard getting a big game here. So let's effing go. A nice balanced attack. And then maybe by the end of the game, we're just running the ball right down their throats to finish it off. Now, the defense has some injuries and was really excited to see Sidney Brown looking like he was getting some extended reps, and then he gets hurt. Now he's out. That sucks. His time will come. You know how much I love this kid. So Justin Evans being questionable for the game. Tristan McCollum here, he was elevated, so now you have him. But I don't know if this is telling us Evans is going to be out, so you need a depth, or they're just doing it in case, because either way, you're pretty light there. So McCollum brought up. We'll see if we need to use him. I know we'll probably have to use him on special teams, but we'll see what he gets done there. But you see everybody else healthy on this roster. And, the guys in green, obviously new to this team this year. And look, they're all going to get theirs. I think, we heard Nolan Smith get some extended reps. And I've told you each week, just be patient. You will see these younger guys getting their reps going up, Carter, all of them. So very excited about this game. I think this is where these young guys really step up. Job did well last week. Darius Slay, Bradbury there, Nichols. So I'm intrigued to see how these safeties do. But Reed Blankenship here, Terrell Edmonds, he can get the job done. McCollum can help out, so not too worried about it. Sucks Sidney Brown's not playing and Justin Evans is banged up, but we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Now in the special teams department, you can see here, obviously Quez, he's been used on kick return. Don't want that. Boston Scott's healthy, so he'll be back there. Don't need Devin Allen. He was atrocious back there. Justin Evans, questionable. He is an emergency guy. So Covey, Scott, they'll get that done. Man, the punter and holder, Elliot Lovato there as always. So that's what's going on with the Eagles. Let's take a gander here at the Commanders now. Derek Gore elevated for them. Talked about their back being out, if you guys caught the game status report. So look, only one elevation for them. You see they have a plethora of guys on the IR, though. So coming up on their depth chart, if you're wondering where some of these guys are, they might be listed right here. So anybody in yellow you're seeing is new to their team this year, just like with the Eagles, different colors. And you'll see Chris Rodriguez, he is out. So he's got the O with the different color there. And then behind him is Derek Gore, who was elevated there. So in the parentheses, you can see he's a practice squad guy. And everybody else healthy, good to go. Time to wreak havoc. And we're going to talk about that here shortly. And then this defense, you've got Percy Butler, the backup safety, questionable. Everybody else is good to go there. So great news for them. And obviously having Chase Young there, that's great for them. Missed the first game, but you always want to see full health, and had a couple guys on that report this week. Now, the special teams, everybody's good to go. Going to want to watch out for that area, and we will talk about that here coming up in a second. So that was it, the depth charts you needed to see to know what the teams are actually going to look like tomorrow. Now, let's take a gander at the top 13 matchups. And dude, I even had another one. I was like, all right, now I've got to add an honorable mention because there's just always so much I want to talk about here. And I really, there's always so much just to talk about. And it's like, I can't make 5, 10. I want to talk about so much and just get excited about it. So I want to break it all down, and love to hear your thoughts on this. And no doubt, man. I don't know any other like teams, YouTubers or anything. I can't even watch our like Eagles YouTubers. You know what I mean? I'd spend my time watching Eagles stuff, but no doubt, man, let them know. Go Birds. But let's jump into this right here, right now. We're going to start it off with the honorable mention that I just said there. Britt and Covey, I wanted to throw on there because, they're middle of the pack with Tress Way in the punting department. And I don't have Boston Scott here because they're like 30th in the league with like 4 kickoffs per game because they're not scoring points. So the area I'm looking at is them having to punt a lot. And I would like to see Britt and Covey have another great return. He is second in the league with his average is over 18 yards per return. And look, I'd like to see him get a touchdown. All the other guys in the top 5 all have touchdowns. So that just goes to show you, a great average there. He had that 52-yarder that really helped jump that up. But he was like 5th in the league before that. So continue to rise, maybe a big one here. Would love to see that. So just wanted to throw that one into the mix there as an honorable mention. But let's jump into this with number 13 here. And we're going to start it off with the interior linemen. And the way I do this is looking at their weaknesses and strengths. So I feel this is an area where, it's going to be a top matchup for us, not a top matchup to watch for them. I think that we are going to wreak some havoc here. And I think that we all know Jordan Davis has been whooping some ass in there. He's got 1.5 sacks. He's got a couple of tackles for a loss in there. Jalen Carter also out there doing his thing. And he's got 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss as well. You've got Cox in there getting sacks, Milton Williams. I think we all know this is the deepest interior defensive line in the league. And I think they're going to whoop some ass here, and we talk about against the run. These guys have been trying to use Brian Robinson there, but they're 15th in the league, middle of the pack there. We're first against the run, 48.3. I think we try to make them one-dimensional and not only stop at the run, but these guys can get sacks too. And I think Cosme, Gates, and Charles are all going to have themselves quite a tough time there. So best of luck to you. Now at number 12, we're going to just keep going with the line here. And I think this is going to be a tough time for Wiley and Leno. We talked about Andrew Wiley, playing for the Chiefs last year, blessed with a wet field because he was one of the worst against the pass rush. And we're going to find that out tomorrow when Reddick, Sweat, Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, and Nolan Smith all wreak havoc. And it's quite a rotation, and they're going to have a tough time. So best of luck. And Charles Leno, that's another one. I think you could just feast on them. So I think both of these guys are in for a tough time here, and I'm looking forward to it. So these are the bottom 2 because I think it's going to be like just not even a matchup. Like, I don't even consider, I try to put the ones where they're actually going to be competing, things I want to see. So that's kind of how I go by. But I think that's going to be the worst for them. This is going to be the area where they get destroyed, and I'm all about it, baby. So number 11, we're going to go with DeAndre Swift, a little bit of Kenny Gainwell at the end of the game, just like last time. So you got Cody Barton there now instead of Cole Holcomb, and Jamin Davis, who not really living up to his draft pick status, but still a very talented kid. I think we're going to run the ball all over them. We talk about, what Swift's been able to do, 45 carries, 308 yards, 6.8 yards per carry with 1 touchdown. And they're 22nd against the run, giving up 128.7 yards per game. So, yeah, you know what I'm about to say. Drew, when you do watch, Liz, if you're out there still not hiding at work, run the damn ball. Run the damn ball right down their throats. And I think it's going to be a tough time for them to stop that. And, one of the things I mentioned, about their offensive line, trying to make them one-dimensional, putting the game into Sam Howell's hands. I think, this was definitely easy for me to put him down here. They're like 13th in the league in passing yards, 203. And I mentioned, we're like 23rd in the league, giving up almost 200 yards. So, we had people want to say the struggles and things, but it's like, look, we've had injuries. And I think, you have to take the context as to making teams one-dimensional. They have to throw all the time. So I think this Eagles defense, that line, the linebackers have been doing well. The mix and match corners and safeties, we've been figuring things out. Sean Desai's done phenomenal with Nicholas Morrow stepping in, taking that green dot while Nakobe Dean is out. I think this defense, another week where you're just like, damn, dude, this team really is Super Bowl caliber. And I think the media will finally get off our ass, because I'm telling you, this team is nasty. And they're going to show that, look, they essentially just had their preseason the last few games. So let them knock off the rust, get things going. And, a lot of these things are new pieces with the new coordinator. So let's get things figured out. And I think we're going to see some ass beating here tomorrow come 1 o'clock. Now, at number 9, I had mentioned Dallas Goedert, man, he's only got like 11 catches, 63 yards, not doing much, right? Well, he's got some revenge on his mind, Liz. This could be revenge for him after last year. The face mask grab, slammed to the ground on his shoulder, put him on IR. They essentially won the game because he fumbled on that penalty. Should have been a penalty, our ball still, but hey, it is what it is. Stupid mistakes we talk about. We don't want to make those. So, look, they've got the young man, Derek Forrest, Cameron Curl, a nice safety duo there, but look, the linebackers are going to have to get some work on him too. It's not just them, but wanted to point that out. I think he's going to get to that level, and I think that we're going to see some big ones to Dallas Goedert. That is what I want to see in this effing game. Let's effing go. Now, at number 8 here, Logan Thomas is healthy, and he was looking like his old ways, man. He's got 6 catches, 65 yards. It's 10.8 yards per catch with a touchdown. Then he got a dirty hit that caused a concussion and had to miss last game. So happy to see him healthy and back. And look, at this time, we don't know exactly. I think it's going to be Edmonds there. But if Evans is healthy, that'd be great. But Blankenship is back. Let's do some work here. More interceptions. Blankenship has really just been phenomenal, man. Leads the team in tackles with 19, and he missed a game. He's got a tackle for loss, 3 passes deflected, that interception last week. So great job by him. Let's have another game, shutting it down inside, deep, whatever you got to do. But Logan Thomas can do it all. So let's watch out there. Now, at number 7, we talked about the run game. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. Look, Morrow and Cunningham have been doing great for the Eagles. And look, we are number 1 against the run. We've talked about that. Robinson has 47 carries for 216 yards, 4.6 yards per carry with 2 touchdowns. So doing well. But again, we will shut that run down. I don't give a damn who you are. We face better running backs. The young man's talented, so you got to watch out. But this line, I'm not afraid of it. And I think, our defense has proven they can shut guys down. So I think Brian Robinson is about to have himself a tough time. So let's shut that down. Morrow Cunningham, keep playing. Doing well, man. And I'm excited to see it. Now, at number 6, let's talk about their return game. This one I have a little higher because you've got some talented guys back there. Now, Crowder only has like 3.8 yards per return right now this year. And Gibson has 22 yards per kick return. But they are both talented guys with starting experience in the NFL. So they're good returners that could break one at any point. So you got to watch out for that. Want to see a big game from Braden Mann and Jake Elliott. Now, Mann's punt last year was like 38 yards or something like that. He did well holding. So I want to see some improvement here. Excited that it's not Sippos, but I want him to do well. I don't want it just to not be Sippos. He's got to be better, right? So, oh Lord, let's see a good game here, avoiding any kind of big returns or anything like that. But you saw the bottom part of that now. We got the top 5 coming up, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this, what you think of those matchups back there. And we're going to jump right into the top 5 in a second here. But, oh, my man, David, appreciate you and the super chat, my dude. And, we were great last year. We're third in NFL history last season with 70 sacks. First team ever in NFL history to have 4 players over 10-plus sacks, and those 4 players all had over 11. So let's go. But this one, look, we're not getting the sacks and the stats, so maybe it's not better in other people's minds, but it is better. And I'm telling you, Carter is an improvement over Javon Hargrave because he can stop the run. He can also pass rush. I mean, I've said it all offseason why we needed to draft him, and they're seeing it now. And wait till his reps get extended. We'll just wait. I mean, these things will gradually come along, and he and Jordan Davis and dude, watch out, dude. They are in for a tough time. But go Birds, and appreciate that super chat, my dude. And run the damn ball. Glad to see it because I'm screaming it at the top of my lungs the whole damn game. And look, we're going to shut them down and make it one-dimensional, as I was just mentioning there. That is the name of the game. Put it in Sam Howell's hands and get those turnovers and sacks that we talk about. Let's effing go. Appreciate that, though, my dude. Really can't thank you enough for that. Let's jump into this top 5 here and some good ones, real damn good ones coming up here. And you'll see why I had those other ones at the bottom. It's not that I don't think that our players are amazing there. It's just theirs aren't. So, Olamide Zaccheaus stepped it up, did great last week, had that touchdown. We talked about it, needed it, did it. Let's go. Now, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, think about to do that work. And especially because when Emmanuel Forbes got drafted, for some reason, he wanted to call out Devontae Smith. Last time I faced you, you whooped ass. Now I'd like you to do it again. Well, that's about to happen, young man. And Kendall Fuller about to get that work from A.J. Brown. Benjamin St. Juice, you can get the same. Now, these are talented young men. Do not get me twisted. That's why they're in this top 5. But I think we have a better receiving core, and I think we could do some work on them. Would love to see Jalen Hurts have a big game here. He did last week, 277 yards. Didn't even need to throw the ball in the third quarter there. So he could have easily been over 300-some yards. So let's go. If we need to only throw for 250 and he's, has the game in hand by the third quarter, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need the stats to be, I know that a lot of people feel that way, but I just want to win and I want to keep my team healthy. I want to see these guys, focused on winning that Super Bowl, not padding stats. So I know for fantasy and things, that's great, but let's go win. And we could do that with a balanced attack here because we can beat them anywhere. And I'm all about it. Now at number 4, let's just flip flop. Let's talk about their wide receivers. And, we talk about how good Terry McLaurin is all the time. He and Darius Slay, quite a matchup all the time to watch. Jahan Dotson there, Curtis Samuel. So Job and Bradbury, Slay, all these guys are going to have a good time here. This is going to be fun to watch. These are the kind of matchups you look forward to on Sundays. And, I don't want to see them scoring or doing anything, but, that stuff happens. They're pretty good. And, look, yes, we're 23rd, almost 200 yards per game against the pass, and they're 13th. Oh, that's great. I don't care, man. Take all the numbers with a grain of salt. I think we've got the better secondary here. I think these corners, time to shut things down. And a little dinking and dunking, that's what Sam Howell is going to have to try to do anyway. So if they get a lot of yards, I'm okay with it. But if it's just giving up field goals or turnovers or things, then that's what you want. That's why you don't give up the big plays. And they'll be trying, but take those away. This team is going to have a really tough time without the deep plays, without the run. Imagine what that's why we talk about why I love this defense. Just think about what that does. It really creates a one-dimensional team. Now, jumping into the top 3 here. Oh, yeah. And look, we've talked about the Eagles' struggles. And we're, tied for 17th, giving up 2.7 sacks per game. And, these guys, look, they're getting their sacks. And I think, obviously, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, we all know who they are. But I think, what were they in 7th in the league, getting like over 3 sacks per game? So you've got Montez Sweat has 3. Chase Young has 1.5, and he missed the first game. Sweat has 3 tackles for a loss, 2 for Chase Young there. So these guys are talented. Johnson still not giving up sacks, but Mailata, he's had his struggles, but he is a monster against the run. So we talk about establishing that run think that makes that easier for all of the linemen. That's what the Eagles need to do here, and I think this is going to be very important to watch. But at number 2, we're staying on the line here, man, and as much as I think we can demolish theirs, this is just the top matchups for me because, man, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, 2 of the best D tackles, going up against Dickerson, Kelsey, and Jurgens. Man, these are going to be some heavyweight battles, man. I'm telling you. And, you look at Payne, he's got 5 tackles for a loss already. Each he and Allen and Payne have a sack. Jonathan Allen has 2 tackles for a loss this year. These guys are monsters. So we're going to see, an epic show here with the whole line. So I wanted to put these guys in the top 3, but of course, number 1, QB1, him, Jalen Hurts going up against this Washington Commanders defense. And, Hurts right now only 213.3 yards per game passing. And I know a lot of people want to see it over 250, 300. Look, if you don't have to, okay, run the ball. And yeah, he's had his mistakes. He's thrown some interceptions. He's got 3 on the year and only 3 touchdowns. Okay, people freaking out about that. But, dude, let's be real here. Obviously, people try to talk about it like it's a bad thing, but he's a dual threat quarterback, man. And he's carried the ball 31 times, has 100 yards, only 3.2 yards per carry, but he's got 3 touchdowns already. And look, he finds ways to win games, and that's what we need from our leader, and that's all we can ask for. I think he continues to develop, get better, as we talked about. He and Brian Johnson get on the same page, and this is a great game to do it. And you got the Rams coming up, who aren't the greatest anymore, but they're still very talented. Then you got the Jets with a great defense. You got the Dolphins, who are really talented. So let's clean things up in this game, get ready for some tough matchups ahead. But, I think for me, clearly this is the matchup you want to watch out for here. And they're 13th against the pass. I think, they've gotten some interceptions. We talked about they were 11th in the league, 0.7 per game. So they've got a couple. But Jalen Hurts, clean up, and everybody you want to see play clean. But, obviously the leader of this offense, no stupid plays, turnovers, no strip sack, fumbles, nothing like that. Protect yourself. Let's make sure everybody protects him. And let's go whoop some ass, man. I'm putting some money down on a big win tomorrow. I'm all about it, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this, how you felt about it. If you got anything from this, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. But I will be back tomorrow, bright and early, baby. And, probably going to be around noon and maybe 11:30ish, noonish. We'll be breaking it all down, talking about, the inactives, whatever else we need to get pumped up for this game, ready to run through walls. I hope you're feeling that way. I'm getting a little healthier, feeling a little better. I'm ready. Hope you're ready, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the pregame show. But I appreciate each and every one of you who took the time tonight. If you're watching this later, please feel free to comment down below. I'd love to talk some birds with you. Love to hear your thoughts on these matchups, which your favorite is, who your top 3 is, 5, 10, 15, whatever is on your mind, who you got as the MVP, your score prediction. I'll give you my score prediction on tomorrow's pregame show. But that's all I've got for you tonight. So until tomorrow, you all have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. But until then, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. 'Twas the night before game day. I hope you're all getting excited as I. But you have a great Saturday night. Stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!